What's going on YouTube? My name's Anthony and I'm doing a video about a chainsaw tool that nobody seems to know about. So this is called a pulp measure, and it's for measuring the lengths of your cuts, and they give you a nice long one so you can adjust whatever length you want and mark it, or you want to cut it or whatever. But I didn't know how to install this before until somebody pointed this out. I did a video about this before and somebody pointed out that this goes on the handle of the chainsaw, and I'll show you where. So down here, I just got to take these two bolts out, and then I got to fit this in like this. Now what I was doing before, you can see I have the tool installed in the bar, was I didn't know how to install it at that time. So what I did was I just modified it. So I cut off this metal tab, and then I added this. I drilled a hole through this, and then I welded a nut on the one end, and then I just tightened it with another couple nuts. One's a locking nut on the outside, right? But it's worked very well for me. This is an old one, and it's been on there for quite a while. I had one break before, and I think it broke down here where the spring is, just from all the bending, and you know, maybe it took too much abuse, right? This bar is so hard to drill the hole through. It's ridiculous, just breaking drill bits like crazy, but now I know the right way to put it on, so let's get it on the saw. I'm also putting a new bar on because my chainsaw is not cutting straight, so I don't have to do any drilling this time. I'm happy about that. This is an 18-inch bar, and the chainsaw is a MS-261. All right, let's get this tool on. Too long for the inside here, so I'm gonna have to cut it. Okay, this tool is not actually designed for this, because this fitting piece of the handle has a curvature on the inside like this. Not only that, there's a big plastic piece that's rectangle, and it's like another housing that it all feeds into here. So I can't even put this in there. So I guess what I'm gonna do is just zip tie it down to the handle, and that should be okay. So I got it all installed. And I try to use this tab as like a stand for the chainsaw when you're putting it on the ground, so you don't touch your bar on the ground. But it's just going to turn out. It's not going to sit there and stay where it is. So I'm just going to use the old bar to mark this. And then I don't have anything to cut everything here, so I got to bring something in. So I cut my wood between 16 and 18 mostly. So that's what these two measurements are. All right, my aim was a little off, but I generally know what to measure. I've been cutting so long, so I probably lost about a ½ inch off the top. All right, let's test it out. you could see the nice cuts I was making with the new bars, a lot easier than before, where I was trying to curve the saw and trying to make the blade cut on the inside so that when it turns out it would compensate. And I got a relatively straight cut doing it that way, but it's so much easier when the bar's not fighting with the wood and digging into the wood in certain places that it shouldn't be, you know. The chain I thought was pretty sharp, it was okay, but it seemed a lot better with that straight bar, so it cut really nice. And the only times you could hear the adjustments in the RPMs on the chainsaw is because that chain is not new, but it's been filed a couple times, so the teeth aren't that even, right? But just look how accurate these cuts are. So this is an 18-inch I pulled out. Let's get the camera in close here. You can see it's probably off by maybe about an 1/8 inch, but on this side it's nice and flush. So yeah, I'd recommend this tool to anybody who has a chainsaw. You can modify it and put it on here like this. But for the Stihl chainsaw users, just figure out which model fits in that your design has this backing plate behind the handle. It's nice and flat, and this piece is flat because, like I said, there's a piece that's on this side of the handle and it fills in the whole hollow space in that region there. So it's like a 3D rectangle fitting down in there. So make sure you have the one that has a nice flush back because, like I said, this is a round curve on the inside, and then another piece, and then you should be good to go. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff.